Okay, guys, we're gonna start off the concept of the stack pass, which is the first pass that ever happened in Jiu-Jitsu, right? So all the passes that we have today, in one way or another, they come from the stack pass. There was when you go back in time, and the first pass that I learned was on the knees, putting the hand inside the legs to trying to do the stack pass. Of course, the things evolved, and but you're gonna see a lot of different stuff from the stack pass, which is one of my favorites and works with pretty much everybody. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys an example. When you have, for example, a much lighter guy and more flexible, but the first concept is that you need to get a very good posture when you are in the close guard. So I like basically two options, one controlling the hip and the other one controlling the sleeve. So you guys can choose. I'm going to start with the control of the hip. If I have this control, it's very important that I put the leg up in the same side that I have my hand on his chest. So you're going to do this, and instead of stepping this leg forward, I just stretch my leg, pointing my hand, forcing his hip to the ground like this. So that way I switch my hip a little bit, which make his life much harder in order to put this foot on my hip. And of course, that's what he's gonna try to do. So as he's trying to flex the leg to put the foot on the hip, which is start his defense, I'm gonna block that. So he tried to bring the foot, I just put my elbow on top of my knee, right? So now is the time to step the other leg, because once that he cannot do this leg, he's gonna try to do the other one. So I'm gonna just block him here. So as I get this position, I'm gonna control both lapels. What happened now is Thomas has to move from one side or other in order to try to do any kind of guard. So if he moved that way, see, that's my time to put this hand in. So I'm here, as I feel, my hand goes in, right? Drive his leg all the way over my shoulder, put the thumb inside, nice and tight. Next move, at the same time that is important, I cannot release the pressure on the bottom leg, leaving my arm inside, otherwise, of course, he's gonna go to the triangle. So I'm gonna make sure that my forearm is on top of my knee, and I move my weight forward like this. So now I'm on my toes, all the pressure on him, the hand goes all the way to the back of his pants. So you guys can see, that's the grip that I want to do. But I don't want to support him with my hand. So I'm gonna bring his hip up, his hip high, and just put my knee on his lower back. So I free my hand, right? So all the support is on my leg, and then I just land, pressing my belly forward, and get the pass, nice and tight. The situation is, when you get a much bigger opponent, what happens is, the technique's pretty much the same, but in the end, it's gonna be a little different. So I go here, 1, 2, he tried to bring the foot to my hip, I block, he tried the other side, I block. So when I get this position, and as he moves, my hand goes in, deep on the collar. As I start to put the pressure, if the guy doesn't have a really good flexibility, it's much easier for me. So what's important is I don't want to walk to the side to be 90-degree angle with him. I want to be here. So from this point, my belly goes to the side of his hip. I start to press. Can you feel it?
Yeah, it's very, you're pushing me as opposed to you walking.
So my belly push his hip to the other side, right? So I have full control for his body, he cannot turn. And because the point is, many times, the people get here, start to walk, so then I start to create some space exactly for your knee comes in. I don't want to create that space. So squeeze my elbow, get this position, see how my belly just slide a little bit to the side, Now I push you forward. So the thing is, when the guy is bigger and less flexible, the stack pass is even more effective.
Yeah, you really get taken to the limits of your flexibility, and you're like, oh God, please just go ahead and pass.
Exactly. That's the feeling that the guy on bottom should have. And of course, when the guy has more flexibility, sometimes you need to stay a little longer there to make him feel the same thing. So just keep the pressure to the point that the guy start to, to give up the pass.